here to give people a little lesson about their gis. You know, whether they're in judo or they're in any other martial arts, the gi or the uniform that they use during these martial arts are very important to keep clean. So in judo, it's a very aggressive sport, so there's a lot of physical movement and therefore a lot of sweating, sometimes even bleeding. Injuries are also inevitable, but when we're talking about respect, there's a lot of respect that you can give your fellow judoka away from the dojo, and that is keeping your gi clean. So I've had this judo gi top for over 10 years, and I've used it like 3 times a week, and it's still white. So I want to show you a couple tips on how you can also keep your judo gi nice and white and respect others in your class. So there's also blue judo gis, which you can't use certain chemicals or cleaners, but I'll show you what to do with them as well. So right now I'm in the place where I wash my clothes, and hopefully most of you wash your own gis. Some younger people maybe need access to the laundry machine, or maybe their parents do it for them, so this video is good for them as well. But sometimes when you're done with your gi, let's say it wasn't a very big workout, then you can just kind of take your gi as soon as you get home and put it on the outside of a chair and just kind of let it air out. In the winter it's nice because the house is usually very dry from heat, or even with air conditioning in the summer. But this will allow anything that's collected in the gi to just dry out. Martial arts gis are made of cotton, so they're really absorb a lot of water, and this stuff, if it accumulates over time in the gi, it can get really stinky. There's some bacteria that can collect in there or transfer from other people. So it's first really important to just air out your gi if you're not going to wash it after the next class. So today I'm going to do some maintenance on my gi. There's some areas around the inside of the collar that really collect a lot of gunk and dirt, and so one way in which I can safely clean it is using soap. You can use other types of synthetic cleaners or more harsh cleaners, and they'll do a good job. They might damage the cotton of the gi, so if you stick to some more natural methods, the gi will get clean, and the chemicals won't be getting absorbed into your neck. So I'm going to take this over to the sink and show you how I prepare it for the wash. So as I was mentioning, you can take a synthetic route to keep the inside of your gi clean, or to get blood stains out and things like that. Or you can take just a more natural way and use just a bar of soap. So you just kind of run some water, lather it up, and then you can just really apply this straight to the Judogi. Wet it first, because you're putting it in the wash anyways. Might as well get the dirt very moist so it's easier to come out. And just rub the soap bar on the wet gi, and just really focus on getting the soap into the neck of the gi. And once you have a good solid base of soap on the gi, you can then start rubbing the gi against itself. So I can just get my hands wet, and now I'm going to grab 2 ends of the gi and start just rubbing them against each other. And it'll start lathering up in the collar of the gi, and it takes a little bit more elbow grease and effort to actually do this style, but in the end it'll be nice and clean. You'll be using more natural methods. So if you just want to, if you're in a hurry and you want to do this every now and then, you could just take some of this stain remover and add you know, a little to the collar. What's important is that you just don't wastefully throw this stuff onto your gi. Again, you know, you start rubbing the gi against itself, and basically, you know, make sure it's nice and clean, and as clean as it can be, really. So now we're ready to proceed to the washing machine and you know, throw it in. You have a couple of options. You can, you know, throw it in with maybe another white load, or you know, if someone in your family is doing a load of whites, you can throw your Judogi in with it. If you have a blue gi, then you know, the same idea. But you know, you have some choices in terms of what kind of detergents and whatnot you use. So most of the time I'll just use, after every practice, I'll just use like a regular soap detergent. Every now and then I'll put some hydrogen peroxide with the load of laundry in exchange for bleach. And you know, once every couple months I'll use a little regular bleach just to give it that extra whiteness and to make sure it's nice and clean. I mean, sometimes you get a stain in there, it could be a rust stain or a blood stain that you just want to get out. You can use bleach and put it directly on the area that is having trouble coming out, or you can just put it in with the whole load. So basically we're now at the washing machine, and you know, if you haven't used one of these before, you should probably go to your nearest parent and ask them how to use it, because, you know, regardless of age, you should take responsibility for your Judogi and belongings. And if you're, you know, older than 18 and haven't used one of these, that's too bad. You should probably learn how to use it. So, you know, we got to keep our gis clean and respect others. So basically the pants, you know, they don't require as much attention. You may still get blood on the pants. It's less likely than the top, but you know, you got to throw these in every single time as well. So we'll throw these in, and you know, at this on this round, I'm just going to add a little bit of bleach to my gi, and just to make sure that I mean, I haven't added it for quite some time now. I've been using hydrogen peroxide, so I'll just add like a little tiny bit of that, toss in some detergent, and basically we are good to go. Sometimes I use warm water to wash my gi, and sometimes I'll use cold. If it's a load that you really want to get, you know, your articles of clothing clean, put it on warm, don't put it on hot. And basically, you know, if you want to keep your gi very, you know, in good shape, you can put it on delicate, and also to save a little bit of water. So my gi is done getting washed, and regardless as to whether you washed it or you know, you didn't sweat in it very much after the practice, and you know, it's still clean enough for the next practice, it's still really important to know like how to hang up your gi, and you shouldn't wait on this because if you leave it in the wash and it sits in there for a while, it's just going to get stinky again, and if you just come home to air it out, any sweat that's in there is also going to get pretty smelly. So the important thing is with your gi to just, you know, open it up to make sure that it airs out well, and if you can put it outside, that would be great as well. And just, you know, find a place in the house that you can hang up your gi, and you know, find another chair and hang your pants up separately, and basically, you know, wait until it's finished drying, and basically you're good to go. So something I've learned in Japan, and I don't see it very often, is how people actually like pack up their gi when they go to judo, and how they pack it up when they leave. And there's actually a style in the Kodokan that they use to fold up their gi. I don't see it very much in Canada. but when I do, I'm pretty impressed. So I'll show you what that's all about. I'm going to show you how to fold your gi Kodokan style. Using a blue gi, it'll be a lot easier to see, but basically you need your pants, your belt, and your top. And basically you're just going to lay out your gi nice and flat, fold it just as you would in judo, and then, you know, flip it over, keeping this area nice and flat and in the same arrangement, and putting the gi on its front instead. And here you're going to take the pants and just fold them lengthways, and basically make sure both pant legs are together, and you can just place the pants right into the back of the gi. And what you're going to do is fold each arm over with about a little bit of about half of the front folded over onto the back, and you'll take the arm and just fold it over like this. You'll take the other side and fold it over like so. Bring the other arm back. So now you've got the whole gi kind of packaged together. And what you're going to do is bring the bottom of the gi up to the top, and now you've got a kind of square of your gi into a nice little package. You're going to bring the belt around it and just tie it exactly how you would tie a belt around your waist. Seeing that no one's in this gi, it'll be, you know, a little bit more wraparounds. So you'll just do, you know, one wraparound. You can pull it to tighten it, wrap it around again, and pull it to tighten it, and then just wrap underneath. And then you could just either do a loose tie or a full tie, and basically there you go. You got yourself a nice little package. You can put it in a gym bag really easily because it's nice and tightly packed, or you can just, you know, take it around with like this, or put it around your shoulder.